Hey guys, welcome back to 2BFT. We're your hosts Harman and Rav, and we are back. Where did we go exactly? So Harman, we've been doing some introspecting, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been looking deep inside, going on to the mountains of Snowdonia, Himalayas.
It's not like that. We were just sitting and thinking, what are we doing? When we first started 2BFT, Too Brown for This, me and Harman had the goal in mind of, you know what? We're brown people. We're also British. we
Wait.
have
We sat there and we looked at each other. We're like, we're brown people.
But we wanted to share our thoughts and experiences about being dual nationalities and having certain challenges, experiences, and even some privileges in certain extents. And we wanted to originally convey that by sharing our stories, experiences, and trying to find the audience or people who relate.
Yeah.
We found that a lot of people related to us who were like Albanian English, who were Polish English,
Bulgarian.
yeah, anyone who is dual nationality.
Dual nationality, essentially. Even we even spoke about people being not just dual nationality, but the personalities they have at work versus at home, even as niche as that.
Exactly. And we realised that all of the stories become the same, like you've just said now. Duality appears in everything. Masculine, feminine, good, evil, happy, sad, you name it. Duality is how we view the world.
Yeah.
But we have achieved our goal in as little as 12 episodes or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Which is when we kind of upgraded and moved away from the microscopic topics. Microscopic? Is that how I'm saying that? Is that the right
Yes.
pronunciation for that?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I'm
the
sorry.
small ones are microscopic and the big ones are going to be macroscopic.
Yeah. So we were looking at these niche topics, and I feel like, yeah, as you just said, we achieved our goal in about 12 episodes. We upgraded, then we started talking about the wider issues, the wider stories, getting other people involved, getting their experiences in. Essentially, 2BFT evolved at every step, even from episode 1 to 2, or even from episode 12 to 24. I mean, we haven't done 24 yet, but soon come. But yeah, essentially, 2BFT is ever evolving, and we believe that it was the right time to take a break to evaluate and look within.
We're expanding, guys. We decided that, you know what? This is our podcast. We're not going to talk about all these topics that are like ducky all the time.
Yeah,
We want to talk about general life.
Yeah.
Everyone does on a day to day. When I'm at work, what do you speak about with people? Oh, you know, public transport, and I had a coffee this morning, and blah blah blah, and it was hot, and all this stuff. And you can talk about how bad the weather is and how much you hate it. This is what people live for.
And we came to this decision actually last week, and we decided we were going to hold our horses and not get ahead of ourselves, but essentially give you guys the quality of the podcast that you guys deserve. And that is why we decided we need to expand. We need to do even more with even better equipment, and not just even better equipment, but even better stories.
We don't want to be coming at you with the same stories and the same
Yeah.
viewpoints every single time, and it's all the same, and it's like
Yeah.
we talk about something and it's kind of too brown for this, and then you'll know that we'll speak about the brown part or the up and our part, or how our moms listen to the podcast, and it gets old very, very quickly.
And we're getting way too predictable, and because of that predictability, even we felt like, do you know what, something needs to change, and it was us. We needed to change. The podcast needed to change. So now we are going to be bringing you guys more variety, as I said earlier, and also a chance to actually get even more involved with us. So that's the whole point, that in the past, however many episodes that we've released, and Rav talks about this all the time, is that we're trying to build this community. Now, with the community, we've made the effort to kind of get everyone's ideas, thoughts, get you guys to comment so we can share your stories. But I feel like there was always something missing. Now, because we've had this time to look back and we're always self-improving ourselves, we've actually come to the conclusion that it was us. We want to reach out to you guys even more. We want you guys to know us as deeply as we know each other, because you are our BFs. So moving forward, guys, we're going to have even more engagement, even more behind the scenes, even more Rav drinking his cha every day. He's promised that he's going to be doing a live on Instagram and TikTok every single day, drinking cha with you guys. He's looking at me like I was not planning for this.
Fun fact, when we were first naming the podcast, we were going to name it something like Jar and Chill or something like that.
Yeah.
And all the names involving Jar in any sort of way were already taken.
Yeah.
Or if we had a new name with Jar involved, it would just be dangerously close to someone else's name. And you just don't want those problems. You know, your podcast blows up and someone say, oh, your name is similar to mine, so we're going to hit you with a copyright.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Or even if our names are too similar and people always search for the other one and no one finds our podcast because it's so similar. So we haven't been sitting idly by. We've actually been planning. While you guys have been sitting there doing niche, I've been planning, making moves. But honestly, guys, we've got a lot of things planned for you guys, and this is the episode where we're just giving you guys a quick update, letting you guys know what we've been doing. Not sitting around. We actually have been like putting our heart and soul into this. By that I mean we've been, as I said, climbing mountains for you guys, fishing in the deep water.
We've been in the jungle with the lions.
Yeah,
we've been in the water with the crocodiles.
Yeah,
we went in the lions.
We've
den.
been lifting the logs and the boats.
Yeah,
like David Goggins.
With 2BFT, we don't want you guys to think that, or not even you guys to think, we don't want to convey the one-sided idea that all of our stories come with that element of, oh, they're brown guys and there's the Desi element and there's the British element. We are two brown guys. That is who we are. Our skin is the colour brown. We can't change that about ourselves. Two brown for this is us, two normal brown guys. We're talking about our life stories. We are as relatable as they come. Our group in Handsworth, Harmon group in India. Loads of people relate to that. There's like 1 billion people in India, like pretty much
almost 2 billion.
That's like 25% of the world.
Yeah,
relates to you instantly.
Have you heard the fact that apparently our census is wrong and there's actually like an extra 3 billion people in the world? So yeah, there might be 4 billion people in India.
We were trying so hard to come up with stories and everything to try and engage with you guys, and that was the bit where it was selfish on our part. We are trying to connect with you guys by not connecting, by forcing the connection. That's why there's a lack of engagement on our content and people aren't commenting. You can feel it. These episodes that we have been making since like even the Lost in Translation episode, I think from that point, which was widely regarded as one of the best episodes we've made. Source, Harmon's mom.
Yeah.
And my mom.
The people that told us that.
The two people who listened to the podcast.
Yeah.
We started speaking from the heart.
Yes.
And we found that not only did that make the podcast easier to edit and more fun to make, it's more engaging. People love it more.
You can connect with it more.
Uploaded a TikTok and we just said, you know what, guys, we're bored. Share one of the most crazy diabolical stories of being,
someone being racist towards you or something. Some people making comments and
loads of people commented.
The amount of people that came out with stories that I could never even imagine. Like I haven't even been through those scenarios myself, and that's crazy to think that someone right now could be going through something so diabolical, and we are here talking about our experiences, and it's. In essence, we don't think that's fair. We want to share that story. We want to share our stories as well as all these other stories that go missing or unheard of. So, moving forward, what are we doing, Rav? we're going to be posting the podcast as usual. You'll get one episode a week. However, around the podcast, we're also going to be engaging even more with you guys. We've got our social media platforms. You know, we've got our Instagram, we've got TikTok,
Twitter,
and Twitter.
We're gonna make a Threads as well.
We're gonna be utilizing this and to its maximum potential, and we've got a plan in mind that you guys will enjoy. Because what does this mean for you guys? Essentially, it means more podcasts, more Raven Harmon, which is always a good thing.
Actual Raven Harmon, not fake.
Not the
Raven
fake
Harmon.
ones. Because do you know what we realized as the podcast evolved is that authenticity provides the most value. So you get more Raven Harmon, more podcasts, more community engagement, more stories, more reels, more TikToks, and all you need to do is tune in, like you have been, if you've missed us.
The TikToks were getting crazy engagement because they were actually parts of our content which had the most personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We just made random as when you ask an uncle for directions in
Actually,
Tesco. That was
spoiler alert. We haven't posted that one yet. Oh wait, no, the Tesco. We posted that one. Sorry, I was thinking about the other one.
There is one that we haven't posted yet, and we actually made so many videos that day that one slipped under the completely got brushed under the carpet. And I was saying to Harmon, we did make one specific video that we just never really uploaded. Like, I don't see it on the TikTok. Like, was it in a draft or something? Or did we archive it or something like that?
We just forgot to edit it.
We just forgot. We just
forgot we have it.
We made so much content that we forgot about the content that we made. But in one day, we made like 5 videos.
Yeah.
Did the God and Audula video. We did the directions video. We did this video
that we're talking about.
Yeah, that we're talking about. We did the one where it was like POV, what your mom thinks.
Yeah.
You know, when she tells you to clean your room.
Yeah, when your mom thinks what the guests will do.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Coming forward for you guys, we have a bit of a change in timings and schedules. We realized that uploading the podcast for you guys on the Saturday, although it was very beneficial for the people that listen to it on the weekends, because a lot of people enjoy listening to it while doing their... Because on Saturdays, what's the most common thing that people are doing is cleaning their house.
Yeah.
For example, my mom's doing that. I'm sure a lot of moms are doing that are listening to our podcast. Moms love us for some reason. But yeah, a lot of people were listening to the podcast, while cleaning, doing their chores on the Saturday. But we realized there was a disconnect with that, and the people needed more. The people needed our podcasts, and for us to be able to bring these stories and relate with people during the week, while people are going for their 9 to 5, spending their times being busy, their minds all cluttered. They need something to be able to take their mind off the busy schedule. So we've decided, and it's actually going back to where we came from.
I'll go back to India.
Well, no, we're not going back to India, but we're going back to uploading the podcast on Wednesdays for you guys. So it's middle of the week, giving you guys a burst of energy.
You guys are going to see Raven Harmon so much more personally because we are going to do video podcasts. We have been getting asked, and I understand that.
We're too handsome to not show our faces.
Exactly. And even we've had to cut out bits where I was drinking jar during the podcast because it doesn't really make sense on a specific audio clip for there to be natural things.
Yeah.
Like coughing and sneezing and blah, 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 blah. But on a video podcast, all of that just makes sense. It's like a conversation. We want to approach it that you guys are just having a conversation with your friends, like we're on video call on WhatsApp or on FaceTime or something. When you tune in, it's not going to feel like a chore to tune in. It's going to feel like a conversation. We're jumping on a FaceTime.
Yeah. And that's exactly what a lot of our audience currently do. They treat it like it's a FaceTime call while they're doing their chores, because at the end of the day, time goes by fast when you're with someone else talking about some completely other thing while doing, your dishes or something. So podcast episodes coming live at you on Wednesdays, along with all our other content that you'll be seeing a lot more of, as well as we need you guys to get involved with us. We're going to be engaging even more. And it's not something that we're just saying this time. You will see a lot of engagement coming your way. So be ready, because we want to know your thoughts, your questions, and your stories, because these two brown guys are sick and tired of sharing their life stories.
Yeah, we're out of stories, man. We're not
Yeah.
as interesting as you guys.
No,
Remember last Sunday? Well, when did I see you? Last Sunday.
last Sunday.
There was one woman who was asking us for directions to the New Street station,
Oh yeah.
and we broke the cycle finally, guys. We didn't just say
We didn't
like,
say-
oh, go down there and
We didn't
find
say-
the blue car.
Yeah,
and
we didn't
whatnot.
say you'll see a man wearing a hat. If he's not there, you're gonna have to look for something else.
We actually gave directions in the correct way you should give directions. Whenever I've asked for directions, if someone's actually told me 9 times out of 10, which for me is 10 times out of 10, I'll forget. Or like if you give me more than like 3 directions, like turn right and then go straight and turn left, I can remember that. If you say like go right, make a circle, do a U-turn, and then we'll go up the stairs and then go through the subway and under the tunnel and then turn left, no. You've lost me, and I've got lost myself, even more lost than before, right? We actually directed
In the
this
correct way.
this lady and her child to the train station, right to the barrier.
We talked. I mean,
Right to the barrier,
Ra-
up to the point where we couldn't get past because we needed the train tickets, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it were up to Rav, he would have gone into the train with her until she got home.
That just makes it sound so bad.
No, I mean in the sense of he was being so helpful that he was like, okay, do you want me to make sure you guys are safe and on the train? And I thought this guy was ready to go drop them off home and then make his way back, but then he would have had to ask for directions to come back and forgot where he is.
So it's funny, we actually finally broke the cycle.
Yeah.
And to be honest, our lives, what I want you guys to see, because Harmon is the same and it's how we are mainly the same person. We have a history of breaking cycles in our lives.
Yeah.
Me and Harmon, we're both gym people. We've had to break cycles of doing splits and doing diets which don't work. We've had to break the cycle of staying consistent for 6 months and then falling off for 2 months and then staying consistent for another 3 months.
This is
and then,
just a disclaimer. It's metaphorical cycles. So if any bicycle companies want to sponsor us in the future, we promise we don't break actual physical bicycles. That's a little bit of a dad joke there. He's like,
it was actually funny.
yeah. Imagine if a bicycle company's like, oh, I want to sponsor these guys. And they're talking about breaking cycles.
In school, Harmon used to have this red coat, and the first day he walked into school with the red coat, he just had this aura, the confidence of just like he was Drake or something, or like Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, and he just walked into school and he said one joke and everyone, the whole class, even the teacher started laughing. And then I just basically said, I was like, you're only funny because you got that red coat on it. And then every time he'd wear that red coat, everyone would just start laughing. And he could say anything, he'd be like, hello. And then we'd just start laughing. Like he'd chuck that away, innit?
Yeah, that red coat is making someone else funny now.
Yeah.
I lost my humor when that red coat got sold.
Yeah, that's the first joke you've made in like 5 years. That was funny.
So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in again. And we're not sorry about not uploading and giving you guys all our stories, because we were planning, we were making moves.
No. For us to have stories, we need to go out and experience life, right? You can't expect us guys just to be stuck here in the house all the time.
Every Sunday we're sitting here making podcasts. So
How are we gonna talk about experiences if we don't have any?
Yeah, but this is an experience we're having right now. We can talk about our podcast on the podcast,
And that's exactly what we're talking honestly
Mhm.
and openly. And this is what people actually find engaging. I trust people more.
when
Now-
they're authentic.
And to be honest, it is a sales tactic. If you guys ever are making your own content and you want to get into things like personal branding and business, be as authentic as possible. I have told some customers in the shop that, and so people hate me for it. You know, my dad used to give me stick for it. There was like one bottle of wine that we didn't have in stock at that time. I think we just sold the last bottle. And the customer was like, where can I get another one? I was like, there's a shop down the road. It's, you know, this is the name and blah, blah, blah. And then everyone was saying, why are you taking the competition away from us? I'm like, first of all, it's a bottle of wine. If I walk into a shop and I want to buy something, and it's not there, I'm just gonna go to another shop.
You're gonna
I'm
walk
done.
out anyways.
If I
like,
don't know where to go, I'm gonna Google it, type
Yeah.
in like shop near me
It's not
that
like-
sells,
yeah,
you know,
it's not
XYZ.
I think people, what you're saying, like, especially when it comes to like local businesses, people take that too seriously. Like, you're not really giving away. You're not giving away competition. Like, if you had the product, you would have the competition in the first place.
Exactly. And what happened is that customer ended up coming back because I was honest, and the customer was like, you know what, this guy's an honest man. The customers help the cashiers help me. That customer comes back and spends money in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I did it for that reason, but what I'm saying is because I was authentic, and I didn't be a
And-
fake person. I could have said no, I don't know
and-
any other shops in this area, and like you
And-
can't go to any of the, like that person doesn't have Google on their phone.
Yeah, and to add to that, first of all, every person in this world can gauge if someone's being authentic or not towards them. Every person. That's why it's so important to be yourself, because if you're putting on a fake act, even people online looking at you for the first time on a video that they don't know your personality, even they can tell if you're being fake. Because when you're not being authentic, you're generally just uncomfortable with yourself.
Yeah, and you'll give off that vibe.
Yeah. The next thing is authenticity will take you so much further than putting on an act. Because first of all, if you're putting on an act, you're not going to be able to keep it up.
Correct.
Secondly, if you're putting on an act and you get so good at it, unfortunately, that just becomes your authentic self anyways. So you're still not putting on an act, you're being authentic then.
Yeah.
And the third part is, if you're authentic, you bring personality into something. You might say or do or show something that no one else has done, which adds value to someone else. Because as humans, we're all selfish, and I'm not saying generally selfish all the time. I'm saying selfish when you're online or looking for a service or something or the other. In these scenarios, you as a human being are looking to either entertain yourself, educate yourself, or anything along those lines. You're trying to do it for
For you.
yourself.
Yes.
So if someone else is being authentic and they're providing value, you're going to like them more because they've done something for you.
Exactly.
So when you're making content, make it for the other person. Don't make it for yourself, because you can watch it later and think, oh wow, this is great, I made it for myself.
But it's only for you. It's not for
Yeah.
that person. The other person's not going to engage.
Exactly.
And that's what we were doing in most of the episodes of the podcast. I was saying to Harmon, we would just show up on Sunday and be like, what we're going to talk about today. And like no planner at all.
Mhm.
Nothing. We're making that change of, we're going to plan these podcasts in advance and we're going to do research into these topics. What does social media think about it? What do our friends and family
Yeah.
think about the topic? What do we think about
Because
it? How is that different? That gets people talking and engaging. If you, okay, we're not idiots. Even on YouTube videos, you know, when the person says like, subscribe, and comment, do you actually like, subscribe, and comment and share?
99%,
99.999% of the time, you don't.
you don't. But
If I say to you, Harmon, this, you know, X and Y happened, this is what my friends and family think of it, you know, this is what the people at work think about it, this is what, you know, you think about it and I think about it different. When you tailor all those topics to everyone, someone will be in the comments thinking, you know what, you know, my mom's like that as well, or like,
Yeah.
you know, my friends like that as well, or the people at work, you know, my boss is like that as well. That is actual engagement. You don't get engagement by telling people to engage with you. You actually can't really tell people to do things like, you can guide them to do things. You know, if you say tell us what you think, that's like you're demanding something of me. If we said no questions, what do you guys think? People would generally be more
inclined
to tell you, because
Tell you
it's you're
yeah.
interested in what they're saying. You're not telling them. Instead of tell me what you think, what do you think about this?
And
It gives the other person value. It puts off the vibe that you want them to feel seen and heard.
to input something into the conversation that we can speak about. And that's
Exactly.
exactly what we want to do. And that's exactly what I said to Rav before as well, that we have all these platforms available to us. And the biggest one, TikTok, being so personal to everyone, we can use that. And that's what we're going to be doing. we're going to be making even more engaging posts, and it's genuine because we want to know so that we can speak about it. And it's even that we might even DM you guys and ask you guys if we can share these stories. And because if we feel like a story is worth sharing, then we're going to do it. We're going to do it on the podcast. We're going to talk about it and let all our other BFs know that we do care about your opinions and your stories, and they deserve to be shared, because our stories are not the be all and end all of 2BFT being brown in the UK, because what we go through, some other brown person might not be going through the exact same thing.
Do you know what? It even brings us value if we realise we're completely wrong. There might be some stories and me and Hamid think, you know what, everyone's going to relate to that and everyone's going to be commenting, and no one comments. And we actually realise that the story isn't as crazy as we thought.
Because I'll give you an example for that actually. Someone said to me is, we actually went to a school that was quite majority white ethnically. So
Yes.
a lot of our behaviour, how we think, what we do, what we speak about is influenced by being around a lot of ethnically white people.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you go closer to, like, let's say Birmingham city centre, there are a lot of other schools, high schools, where it was majority Asians. They grew up speaking the languages, discussing topics that is like household topics, eating like home cooked food, etc., etc. And those ethnically brown people are way different to us, even with the way we behave or like the things that we find acceptable and our boundaries. Because when I speak to someone that's like grew up and they went to a school that was all like majority brown people, their boundaries and the things that they speak about is completely different to what I would consider normal. So that's even like a big major difference for us, that what you just said is we might be completely it's not wrong because it's an opinion. I was going to say we might be completely different to what someone else might have experienced. For example, when you said you lived in Handsworth and you grew up in Handsworth and it was a rough area, one of the comments on that episode was someone saying that, no, I grew up in Handsworth and it was a beautiful area, like I didn't have any problems. But the thing is, it's not the be all. Those opinions are not the be all and end all, because life from everyone's perspective is different. Even if you're twins, you still see life differently. So it is worth sharing all these stories. So stay tuned for our episodes weekly, guys. As usual, we're back on track. You're going to be seeing 2BFT weekly with an updated version of ourselves. We're upgrading ourselves as well as the podcast. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening as usual. We'll be coming back at you very soon. And yeah, this is just a little update for you guys.
If you've been staying tuned, stay tuned even more. We are expanding, and we're going to expand very rapidly. If you ever don't want to keep up with the podcast, let us know why. You can still provide value even if you do not care about the podcast at all.
Yep.
So there's a bit of engagement for you. There's no excuses now.
Yeah.
Just have to drop that one.
Yeah, that one guy in the comments will be like, nah, I don't like your podcast, and this is the reason why. He's going to give us a 7-paragraph review of why he doesn't want to listen to our podcast.
That's good. That gives us loads and loads and lots
to improve on,
to think about and work on.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and take care.
Take care, guys. 2BFT.
2BFT.